Good morning, and here we are. Here we are, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore, but not quite the same. It's a lockdown Christmas this year, and therefore you might have time to pick up a new instrument. What have you been doing the whole year? I don't know. There's been plenty of time for that sort of thing. Unless, of course, you're someone who works with the NHS, then possibly not quite so much free time, but maybe today's the day. Today's the day you might dust off that old guitar that's been sitting in the corner. Hopefully it's still tunable, and you can join me for a lesson, your first guitar lesson. How exciting. Well, I'm excited, and hopefully that's the case. Even if it's not today, you know, this could last forever. Someone might see this in 7 years' time and go, oh yes, why not? Not that there's any shortage of tutorials on YouTube, but I thought this would be my turn to contribute. Okay, so a guitar, here it is. What a beautiful thing it is. Now we're going to talk numbers for a while, numbers and letters, probably. So these are the strings, beautiful. There's lots of E's, and it's a sort of E-tuned instrument. So there are 6 strings. Now, confusingly, the top string is at the bottom and the bottom string is at the top in terms of pitch. So the highest notes are to be found here at the bottom, and the top notes, the lowest notes are to be found on the strings at the top, because they're the bassier ones, which you can sometimes play with your thumb. The highest strings, as in the higher notes, are played with your plucky fingers down here, and the thumb can be used for strumming the bass. If that's the case. So, so when I say the top string, it will be this one here, the E string right at the bottom of the actual guitar. So the strings are, from the bottom here, E, B, G, D, A, and E. 2 octaves apart there. So, one easy way of remembering this, although it is sort of in reverse order, so it starts here at this bottom string, the 6th string, and goes to the 1st string down here. It's, what is it again? Eat all day, get big, easy. There are others, but that's the one that sort of stays with me, and it's a bit, you know, hilarious. So that's the one I use. Eat all day, get big, easy. Right then, so what else do I need to tell you? The guitar has frets, and that's the spaces between these metal bars that go up across the fretboard. So each fret has a number. Obviously this is the first. Oh, can you see? No. That one right up there is the 1st fret, then 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and so on. And we use the different frets to place our fingers to achieve different notes. So every fret is a sort of semitone. If you put your finger within the fret and then move up, you've moved up a semitone, and so forth. All that's how it's divided. So if I was to play the A string by itself and then to place my finger here on the 2nd fret, that would be a B. This one's the B flat, and that's the B there. So, and they all work the same way. So if you've got your E, then you're going F, F sharp, G, etc., etc. And they usually, the next string takes over around 4 frets. So, does that make sense? So if you move up, so you've got your E, then you're going F, F sharp, G, G sharp, then you've got the next string. The 5th string is the A, so that's the next, even though here would be the A as well. On the 5th fret of the 6th string, you've got the A on the 5th fret. Same note. And then that continues. Most of the time it's sort of 5 frets along that you get to the same note. There's one instance where that doesn't happen, but in general that's where it is. Does that make any sense so far? It's all very interesting, isn't it? She says. So, what are we going to do first? We are going to probably, should we try and learn some chords? Can do. Let's get some strumming happening. So you can dampen all the strings and just get used to strumming first. So you're not exhausting your fingers up this end, and you're not also making a horrendous row. I'm just going like this. So let's dampen, and I just want to show you the wrist action involved in strumming. So the way I strum, so you can strum with a plectrum, of course, if you have a plectrum. I thought I'd not complicate things too much by introducing a plectrum today. What I do is I kind of hold my fingers as if I was holding a plectrum. So can you imagine? That's normally the way I would hold my fingers. And I would take my pointy finger, my second finger, there's another number thing. This is your first finger in sort of notation and the way we refer to fingers. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay, so second finger on top of your first finger, and that's kind of what you want to do. And you want to kind of get this loose wrist action if you're adept at such things. That's it. Can you join in the rhythm with me? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And really make sure that that area is really loose. How's that feel? All right? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Excellent. Very good. Nice and loose. So what we don't want to see is too much of this. The whole arm coming up and down. I mean, you can do that, but to avoid being overtired and also for just better technique, just get used to sort of minimising the movement, making it more about the wrist. There you go, beautiful. All right, so we are going to try and learn a song today, and of course it's Christmas, so we're going to learn a Christmas song, and I'm going to give this gift to you. I'm going to teach you 3 chords, which are all you need in the whole of life. I'm going to teach you D, G and A, and guitar people, you probably would have guessed that I would have said that. They're relatively easy to play, although by the end of it you'll be like, what? They're not easy. Oh, something's just arrived. I think this is our Christmas present. Gary and I have bought each other a Christmas present, and it is a preamp for a turntable, so we can get our vinyl out and start listening to it. We haven't had a record player ever. You're trying to get into our house though, it's weird. Anyway, someone else will get the door, but there'll be unless he's just leaving. That's weird. Okay, so first chord is D. So I'm going to say a lot of fret numbers and a lot of finger numbers now. So you want to take your second finger, which is your pointy finger, and stick it on the 2nd fret, 3rd string. So that's the 3rd string from the bottom here. That's where you want to put your pointy finger. Okay? Next finger is your middle finger. That in the same fret, the 2nd fret, you're going to put it on the 1st string right at the bottom. And then you're going to put your ring finger, this is not torture, is it? It probably is. You're going to put your ring finger between those two on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. So you've made yourself a little triangle. Can you see? Change the angle, there you go, that might be easier to see. There's your ring finger in the middle, pointer finger at the top, and middle finger at the bottom. Okay, so that's your chord of D. So you might want to just write this down, actually, quite handy. And the way you could write it down is just make 6 quick lines, 3 frets, dip, 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 and there you've written your D string, your D chord, because it's quite hard sometimes to remember shapes. And this has always been my problem with the guitar, is just remembering not only chord progressions, but the shapes of chords. Luckily, I get to play it quite often. So what you want to do with the D is to strum it, but you don't want to strum. We've got a couple of strings here. The bottom strings, the lowest strings that are right up the top, are the ones that will make it sound a little bit muddy. And you want your bass string is your 4th string, so you don't really want to strum all the strings for the D. You just want to go for those top 4 strings if you can. I mean, you don't have to avoid the other 2, but it just makes a cleaner sound. Yeah? How's that? Okay? That's your D. Okay. D is crucial to this one because that's, well, they're all crucial, but anyway, that's the main one we want, okay? And then if you want to be clever, you can do... That's a little D sus4, a D sus2, which is taking away the middle finger, putting it back for the D, and then adding your little finger into that 3rd fret first string. It's just nice. Little shapes, little variations that you can sort of get to grips with. Okay, that's the D. Right, so the other two crucial chords we need for this song are G and A. And interestingly, this forms the basis for a lot of songs. So if you consider where D is, let's say D is the tonic chord, is that right? So that's the main one. So you know an octave has 8 notes, right? So if we were talking about the scale of D major, which is what we're playing, that's D major, we're going to go D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. You don't need to know that, but basically each note has a chord, and there are certain chords that have great relationships with each other. They get on really well, and they usually are the first one, the fourth one, and the fifth one. That's a lot of basis for a lot of songs, is the relationship between the first chord, the fourth chord, and the fifth chord. So on that basis, we're talking about D, E, F sharp, G, and A. And that's what this song consists of, D, G, and A. So in any sort of song sort of shape, basically the blues consist, the 12-bar blues, it goes dum, da, 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 D, and then it goes to the G, and it goes back to the D, and then it goes to the A, da 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 G, da da D, da da dum dum. Does that make sense? Although I was singing the wrong notes. So G now, let's see. So we've got what are we going to do for this one? We've got our pointy finger again. We're going to stick it on the 2nd fret, 5th string. Can you see that? It's that one there. La 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 la. And then you're going to take your middle finger and you're going to go to the bottom string, the 6th string. You're going to play the 3rd fret. So it should sound like that so far. And now the only other, well, you can put both fingers in, but the most important one is to put the ring finger on the top string, the 1st string, in that 3rd fret. So you've got something that looks like this. La, la, so you've got the 2 Gs. You're playing a G here. Do you remember this is the E string? So if you go up, F, F sharp, G, that's what you're playing. 2 Gs to surround the chord of G major. There it is. It's a beauty. All right, and also very good for checking if your guitar is out of tune. Tend to have more trouble hearing it with other chords, but if this sounds wrong, then it's definitely needs addressing. I don't know why that is. Okay, so try again. Shall we do that wrist action again? Let's do a little strum. I'm doing a down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Good God, look at the time. Down, down, up, down, down, up. Excellent. So that's your G. Now the next chord you want is A major. So that's our bass note, so we're going to leave that nice and open. Then it's quite an easy chord. 3 fingers in a row are going to play 3 notes in the same fret, all in the 2nd fret, all bunched together. So what you probably need to do is get quite close to the 1st fret with your pointy finger, see? And then add the next 2, so they're sort of fanning out slightly, but they need to definitely stay within that 1st fret. So luckily for me, I've got small fingers. And actually it's quite a small guitar. That doesn't help in this instance, but it helps in a lot of others. So there's your A major. I've got, by the way, if you're questioning, asking what my guitar is, it's a Martin, which is a beautiful guitar. Very, very lucky to have this beauty. And it's a 3/4 size, because I'm itchy, titchy, itchy, titchy. That's your A major. So again, down, down, up, down,